Ever wondered how it feels to live among the picturesque landscapes and progressive society of Sweden, especially as an expat? Today we're going to dive into the facts and fiction surrounding expat life in this Nordic paradise, known for its stunning archipelagos, cutting-edge design, and exceptional quality of life. Sweden, a country that boasts a unique blend of natural beauty and modern sophistication, has become a sought-after destination for expats worldwide. But what is it really like to pack up your life and move to the land of the midnight sun? Is the reality as glossy as the brochures suggest? Or are there challenges that lurk beneath the surface? There's a lot of chatter about Sweden's high standard of living, its world-class education and healthcare, and the high level of English proficiency among its residents. But is it all just hype? On the other hand, there are also tales of long, dark winters, a reserved local populace, and the difficulty of finding a place to live. But are these just myths, or do they hold some truth? The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in the middle. Moving to a new country is always a mix of excitement and apprehension, of new discoveries and occasional bumps in the road. But what makes Sweden stand out? What makes it worth the move? And more importantly, what's it like for those who have taken the plunge and are now calling Sweden their home? These are the questions we'll seek to answer as we explore the real stories of expats in Sweden. We'll hear from people who have made the move, navigated the challenges, embraced the culture, and are now living their Swedish dream. So whether you're considering a move to Sweden, or you're simply curious about what life is like in this Scandinavian gem, we invite you to join us on this journey. We promise it's going to be an enlightening ride. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the real stories of expats living their Swedish dream. Packing up your life and moving to a new country is no small feat. It's like turning the page to a completely new chapter, filled with the unknown, the exciting, and yes, the daunting. And when that country is Sweden, the allure is even stronger. Imagine the scenic beauty of vast forests, crystal clear lakes, and picture-perfect archipelagos. But it's not just about the breathtaking views. Many are drawn to the country's forward-thinking values, its emphasis on sustainability and equality. Others are attracted by the thriving job market, particularly in tech and engineering fields. And then there are those who simply yearn for a change of pace, a new lifestyle. Sweden, with its blend of modern cities and idyllic countryside, offers a quality of life that's hard to beat. It's a place where work-life balance isn't just a buzzword, but a way of life. But what is it really like to set up a new life in Sweden? Let's hear it from the expats themselves. Our first few days in a new country can be a roller coaster of emotions. Now imagine stepping off the plane in Sweden for the first time. The air is crisp and fresh, the landscape is breathtaking, and the cityscape is a blend of historic charm and modern elegance. But what do the expats think? Let's find out. We've had the privilege of speaking with several expats who shared their first reactions and experiences upon setting foot in Sweden. Alice from Australia was immediately captivated by the natural beauty of the country. She recalls her awe at the sight of the lush green forests, the serene lakes, and the stunning archipelago. Then there's John from the United States, who was struck by the silence and tranquility. He remembers the feeling of peace that washed over him as he strolled through the quiet, orderly streets of Stockholm. He was also pleasantly surprised by the efficiency of the public transportation system, a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of his home city. Meanwhile, Priya from India had a different take. She was initially taken aback by the reserved nature of the Swedish people, but she quickly realized that it wasn't aloofness but a respect for personal space. She found Swedish people to be extremely polite, kind, and always ready to help. On the other hand, Carlos from Brazil was blown away by the Swedish commitment to sustainability. He saw recycling stations everywhere, people commuting by bicycle, and a strong emphasis on renewable energy. It was a refreshing change for him, coming from a country where such practices aren't as widespread. However, it wasn't all rosy for everyone. Emma from the UK found the Swedish winters challenging at first. The shorter days and colder temperatures were a far cry from what she was used to, but she learned to embrace it, finding joy in cozy fika breaks and the magical northern lights. As we can see, first impressions can be quite diverse. Let's explore how these impressions evolve over time. After all, it's through these experiences that we truly get to understand and appreciate the beauty of a place and its people. So buckle up and join us as we delve deeper into the expat life in Sweden. After the initial excitement fades, the reality of living in a new country sets in. There's a unique rhythm to life in Sweden, a mixture of the familiar and the foreign, the comforting and the challenging. Our expats, having navigated the initial impressions, are now diving headfirst into the experience of truly settling in, and it's been quite the journey. Some of them had to grapple with the language barrier. While it's true that a lot of Swedes are fluent in English, knowing Swedish can open doors to deeper connections and richer experiences. As one of our expats puts it, learning Swedish was tough, but it was like unlocking a whole new level of understanding. I felt more at home. One of the unexpected challenges was the weather. For those who hail from warmer climates, the Swedish winter can be a bit of a shock. But there's a certain beauty in the snow-covered landscapes and the northern lights that make it all worthwhile. And as they say, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes. One of the most rewarding aspects of settling in Sweden, according to our expats, is the work-life balance. The Swedes value their downtime, and it's reflected in their culture. From fika breaks to long summer vacations, the appreciation for relaxation and leisure is a breath of fresh air for many. And then there's the sense of community, from joining local clubs to participating in neighborhood activities. Our expats found that the Swedes are quite welcoming. The sense of belonging that comes from being part of these communities is a significant part of settling in. Settling into a new country can be daunting, but it's also an adventure. It's about finding your place in a new society, embracing new traditions, and building a life that feels like home. Every challenge faced is a lesson learned. Every reward earned is a memory cherished. Settling into a new country can be challenging, but it's also full of surprises. Let's discover what our expats love about their new home. Sweden is known for its unique lifestyle and traditions. From the unspoken rules of public transportation to the love of the great outdoors, there's a distinct rhythm to life in this Nordic nation. One of the first things expats often notice when embracing the Swedish lifestyle is the importance of lagom. It's a word that doesn't have a direct English translation, but roughly means just the right amount. It's about balance. moderation, and being content with what you have. The concept of lagom is everywhere. From the way Swedes decorate their homes with minimalistic aesthetics to the balanced approach they take towards work and leisure. Speaking of leisure, let's talk about fika. This is another uniquely Swedish concept that revolves around coffee. It's more than just a coffee break, though. It's a moment to slow down, enjoy a warm drink, and perhaps a sweet treat. Swedes take their fika seriously. It's a time to connect with others, or even just with oneself. Then there's the Swedish affinity for nature. Sweden is a country of stunning landscapes, from dense forests to serene lakes. Many expats find themselves drawn to the great outdoors. Whether it's for a leisurely hike, a refreshing swim, or a winter ski trip. The Swedish tradition of allemansrätten, or every man's right, encourages this outdoor lifestyle. It gives everyone the right to roam freely in nature, as long as they respect the environment. This means you can set up a tent, pick berries or mushrooms, or just enjoy a picnic in most places in the country. Embracing the Swedish lifestyle means adopting a slower pace, seeking balance, and appreciating the simple things in life. It's about enjoying a fika with friends, exploring the great outdoors, and finding your own lagom. The Swedish lifestyle might be different, but it sure has its charm. Now let's delve into some practical aspects of living in Sweden. Work-life balance is a key part of Swedish culture. The Swedes have a unique approach to work that resonates with their overall lifestyle. They value productivity and efficiency, but not at the expense of personal time, wellness, or family. Imagine a workday that ends promptly at 5 in the evening, allowing you to enjoy a leisurely dinner, spend time with loved ones, or pursue a hobby. That's the norm in Sweden. They believe in lagom, a concept meaning just the right amount. This philosophy extends to their work culture as well, striking a balance between professional commitments and personal life. Sweden is also renowned for its generous benefits. It's a country that provides an impressive 5 weeks of paid vacation, regardless of how long you've been with the company. Parental leave is another significant benefit, with up to 480 days shared between parents, most of it paid. This allows both men and women to take time off to raise their children without worrying about job security or financial stability. Opportunities abound in Sweden, especially for expats. The country is home to multinational corporations and startups alike, offering a wide range of roles across various industries. It's not uncommon for expats to find themselves working in diverse, inclusive teams, where their different perspectives are valued and encouraged. Expat experiences vary, but many echo the sentiment that working in Sweden comes with a sense of fulfillment. The emphasis on work-life balance, the inclusive work environment, and the opportunities for growth all contribute to a rewarding professional life. Yet it's not all about work. The Swedish approach to life is holistic, understanding that work is just one aspect of a vibrant and fulfilling life. After all, in Sweden it's not just about earning a living, but also about living a life. And that's where the fun really begins. Work is an important part of life, but it's not the only thing that matters in Sweden. Let's explore the social side of life in Sweden. Finding a community and building a social life is vital when you're an expat. This is a universal truth, no matter where you decide to set down roots. So how do these factors play out in Sweden? Well, Sweden is known for its open-hearted people and strong sense of community. The locals are friendly, welcoming, and more than willing to help newcomers feel at home. However, Swedes also value their personal space, so don't be surprised if they seem reserved at first. It's not a sign of disinterest, but a cultural norm that respects individual space and privacy. But let's talk about making friends. In the beginning, it can be a bit challenging. You might find yourself questioning, how do I find my tribe in a country where I barely speak the language? But don't worry, almost everyone in Sweden speaks English, and there are various social groups and clubs that can help you connect with people who share your interests. From book clubs to outdoor adventure groups, there's something for everyone. And then there's the fika, a Swedish tradition that is more than just a coffee break. It's a moment to slow down, appreciate the good things in life, and enjoy the company of friends. It's a significant part of the social fabric in Sweden, and a great way to meet new people. As for community, neighborhoods in Sweden are often closely knit, with a strong emphasis on communal activities, whether it's communal gardening, neighborhood cleanups, or local festivals. There's always an opportunity to get involved and feel a part of the community. In a nutshell, building a social life and finding a community in Sweden might require a bit of effort initially, but once you break the ice, you'll find that the Swedes are warm, friendly, and incredibly inclusive. As we've seen, life in Sweden can be a rich and rewarding experience. But what's the overall verdict? Let's find out. So, is the Swedish dream a reality or just a myth? After our journey, we've heard from expats themselves, and it's time to unveil their final thoughts about living in Sweden. Here's the scoop. They've told us that it's not a bed of roses, but it's far from a thorny path. The Swedish lifestyle, though different, is enriching and fulfilling in its own unique way. The work-life balance is something they've come to appreciate, and the sense of community they've found here is something they wouldn't trade for the world. Their advice for those considering the move: be open, be patient, and embrace the Swedish way of life. Some have found the climate challenging, while others have embraced the cold. But all agree that the warmth of the Swedish people makes it all worthwhile. So there you have it, straight from the expats themselves. We've journeyed through the experiences of expats living in Sweden. But the adventure doesn't end here. We've seen the initial challenge of the move, the impressions of the culture, the process of settling in, and the embracing of the Swedish lifestyle. We've also delved into the working environment and the vibrant social life that Sweden offers. Across these diverse experiences, there's a common thread: the positive outlook of the expats. They've found a new home, a new community, and have woven their own stories into the rich fabric of Swedish society. But remember, these are just glimpses into the expat life in Sweden. There are countless more stories waiting to be told, more insights to be shared, and more experiences to be explored. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more insights and stories. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Let us know that you subscribed, and join us as we continue exploring the world through the eyes of expats.